saying that until Mr. Morris knows what the police knows, he's not speaking. He wants the police to divulge the evidence they have first. That's why he lawyered up. And you will find a lot of times when people really have something to hide, they lawyer up. Not because, it's not just because they don't want to talk to the police, because they know how that can hurt them. It's also because they really do have something to hide. And they're not going to be willing to say more than what they need to or they have to. So if you don't uncover that the person died by a fork, but you know that the person died by their partner in the home, then the partner is not going to tell you how they killed him. They're only going to tell you that they did what you said they did, if it's proven. So if the police can say, yeah, he was stabbed to death or she was stabbed to death, if the police can prove that because they see the marks or whatever, the autopsy came out, but the police can't prove what murder weapon was used, then what I'm saying is this type of person, once they know that the police know that this person died by a stabbing, but the police don't know the weapon used, this person will not divulge that information. They're not going to say anything about that. If the police can prove that this is the person who did it, this is the person who had access to her, this was the person who she was last with, then they may say, yes, we were together. But I can't remember how they died. I can't remember. I don't remember what I used. You know why they don't remember? Because the police didn't divulge. They didn't divulge that. I'm trying to tell you, that's how these people are. That is how these people are. Okay? So him going to lawyer up, this man, Mr. Morris, going to lawyer up after they done found the body, there's a reason for that. And it's not just because he don't want to talk to police now. It's because he wants to know what the police know so he can tell his story. Garnell says he is now leaning on Cottrell's family during the grieving process as they all wait for answers and justice. He says it is so much of a community within Cottrell's family that it is my family too. And that's comforting. That's why we have such a strong bond, even though, even through the grief. But this is appropriate for a partner to be grieving after he finds out that his partner is dead. He's with the family for support. And he's there to give support as well. But this is not the partner who told the sister that Mr. Cottrell jumped and disappeared after being told that he loved them. Mr. Morris is the one who told Mr. Cottrell that he loved them. And Mr. Cottrell jumped and disappeared. No, that's not what happened at all. I just want to let the world know that Deundray had nothing but love in him. I just hope that his justice is served and that the world knows exactly what happened to such a good person. They're going to find out. And the person who knows everything is not talking. They're not talking anymore. So this all gonna have to come out in court. These are the type of people who are like, you gonna prove it. I'm gonna make you prove it. And I'm not helping you do anything. That's this type of person. Mr. Morris is that type of person. They ain't got nothing on me. And if they ain't got nothing on me, I ain't got nothing to say. So the police have to prove what they have first. They got to put it out there what they have first. That's why this man, Mr. Morris, decided to lawyer up. He's not going to freely give the police any information. And he's definitely not going around the family anymore. No, he is not. And he's definitely not going to speak to Mr. Garnell anymore. It says, Harris says her family is still grappling with the grief, but are holding close to them everything Cottrell, who was pursuing his doctorate in public administration and marketing at the time of his death. He was everything to us, she says. The fact that he's being minimized to just another tragedy, it hurts, and it hurts for my mom. He was somebody's brother. He was somebody's son. He was the golden lining in the sky for so many people. He was the best thing to a lot of people. You know what? You got something coming to you, sir. This is the other article I had clicked on. It says, Julian Morris lawyers release statement as police still look for him. Why you running? Because that's what I'm getting. That you fucking hiding. Why the fuck you hiding? That's what you're doing. You're hiding. So you were comfortable enough to be around them before Mr. Cottrell went missing. But now you're not comfortable being around the family that Mr. Cottrell was found, but found dead. I'd have a problem with this. Because to me, he's hiding. That's what he's doing. He's hiding. As police continue to look for Julian Morris as a person of interest in the death of Deundray Cottrell, his attorney has released a statement on his behalf. Why the fuck you talking for him? He was talking for himself prior to them finding Mr. Cottrell's body. Why you talking for him now? Why does he need you to speak for him now? I guess we won't know that yet. It says, if you recall, last week, Deundray Cottrell, 31-year-old, visiting his family in Birmingham for the holiday weekend, was reported missing and later found dead. Birmingham police and investigators still are unsure as to how Cottrell died, and his family seeks answers. Julian Morris was said to be the partner of Cottrell, and at the time of Cottrell's disappearance, Morris was nowhere to be found, according to the police, leaving investigators with questions, naming him as a person of interest. Now, why wouldn't they name him as a person of interest? At approximately 4:16 p.m., attorney blah, 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 emailed a statement to ABC on behalf of Morris. It says, to whom it may concern, Mr. Morris is a college-educated veteran. Oh, hell no. Not another fucking vet. I just did a video about a vet. Another fucking vet. I promise I did not know. Mr. Morris is a college-educated veteran whom has served his country faithfully as a Marine. Oh, God. The first veteran I did, he was Navy. This is the second one I did today, and he's a Marine. Oh, my gosh. No offense, but there are a lot of Marines. that get hemmed up about around shit like this. People with a brainwashed mentality, if you will. I'm gonna leave it at that. He has no prior misdemeanor or felony convictions. That does not matter. Because I know that a lot of Marines, believe it or not, are very meticulous and strategic in mind. And they are thinking ahead of you. Whether they are trained that way or not, but they are thinking ahead of you. And a lot of them think they are way smarter at covering their tracks. But trust me, he knows that you don't speak to the police. He knows that. Okay, it says, despite the false narratives that are being promulgated about him in this situation, he loved Deundray Cottrell. I want y'all to keep in mind that this is not Mr. Morris speaking. This is his lawyer speaking on his behalf. Whether these are Mr. Morris's words or not, they are not coming from Mr. Morris's mouth. Can you hold Mr. Morris accountable for the things that his lawyer says? Y'all give me the answer to that in the comments. It says Mr. Morris wants answers as well and is awaiting those answers after a full and thorough investigation has been completed. I wonder why. I wonder why. Why can't he speak before the investigation is over? Maybe he can help uncover something in the investigation that the police don't know about. But he's refusing to talk. Why are you refusing to talk to the police involving an investigation into your partner's death? Yet you say you love him. You loved him. You loved him, but you're refusing to talk to the police. That doesn't make sense to me. If you don't have anything to hide. Under the advice of counsel, he will not be giving any further statements at this time. This is all speculation, but in my opinion, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. It says, Officer Fitzgerald with the Birmingham Police Department released a statement to the media. Julian Morris, excuse me. The officer says Julian Morris was the last person to see and or hear from Deundray Cottrell before his disappearance. He is currently a person of interest for that very reason, which he should be. The family members that were there would have been persons of interest too if they had left. If they were there and they left, they would have been person of interest too. So he's not special because he's a person of interest, but he's special now because he's a person of interest that refuses to talk. In this investigation, which means we believe he holds crucial information to this case. Julian Morris was seen by and spoke with BPD officers before Deundray's body was discovered. Remember what I asked y'all earlier about the change? Why the change? You spoke to the police before his body was found, and now they done found his body and you ain't talking? You going to lawyer up? Why is that? If you have nothing to hide, why you not talking? You're not even talking to the family members or the other partner. It says, since Deundray Cottrell's body was discovered, Julian Morris, his family, and his legal counsel have not spoken with BPD detectives. So not only is Mr. Morris not speaking to the police anymore, his family is not speaking to the police, and neither is his counsel. Now, granted, they don't have to. But I want to know, out of all of them, why Mr. Morris feels that he don't need to talk to the police anymore and he don't have nothing to hide. Yet he's eager to understand what happened after a thorough investigation. Get the fuck out of here. BPD respects Julian Morris's wish to not provide a statement. I wonder why you don't want to provide a statement. We appreciate the community's support for Deundray and his family as BPD homicide detectives continue to pursue justice in the Deundray Cottrell homicide investigation. And it needs to start with Mr. Morris. Because he's got information that the police need and he's not giving it freely. And I want to know why, if he has nothing to hide. He doesn't have a reason to not talk to the police. So why you not talking? Simply because you don't want to? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And don't worry, because a reading is coming. It's coming. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm more than 85% sure. More than 85% sure. And I'm only giving you that little bit because if, when, why, how circumstantial shit happens. But the buck stopped with you because you the last one who seen him alive at this point. So I'm going to do a reading on Mr. Morris because I want to know if he knows, which I think he does, and if he had anything to do with it, and which I think he does, which I think he did have something to do with it. So that's coming next. And I'm going to link these two web pages so that y'all can read this, if you want to. But I am about to do a reading on this because I do believe that Mr. Morris is the person that the police really need to be talking to, and he's the person with the most information about Mr. Cottrell. This don't make no sense. Now I wonder why you going to these great lengths to no longer speak to the cops or any of the family members about what you know. And I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out, Mr. Morris.